This is a resume video from MessageSource of last what we have discussed in the main branch. So the problem statement was to create a microservice to throw an exception from property files as per the different endpoint calls. So now I've created another branch into this, that is master branch. Here last time we are able to only throw one validation. Now what if we want to throw multiple validations? If in a project there are multiple validations that we need to store, for example here if you see, this is only one single validation is thrown, but if we want to store multiple validation and then throw it, then how do we do that? With using this source um, um, message source feature. So I'll go to the project, check out to master branch. Okay, close all tab. Let me first run the application and show you how it is, different from the main branch. The application is started. Now I go to the postman. Here this is railway ticket. Okay, now I am sending empty ticket number. Then it is giving me a same as missing railway ticket number, which we have shown in last video. Now if I give the size is greater than 9 and also it is not starting from starting with ABC, then it will throw me multiple errors over here. In the last video it was not there. We are directly throwing the validations, we are not capturing it and then throwing at the end of the project, end of the flow. So this is the difference. Now I'll go to the code. Similarly, like railway, this is the one. Similarly we have for the bus also. If I do this, give the same ticket, it will give me invalid bus ticket, and in the railway it is giving me invalid railway ticket. Okay, now I'll go to the implementation part. What the only difference that is done is I have created a video for HTTP Servlet request attribute. You can go through that, it will help you understand better. So if I'll go to the validator here, the only difference which I did is in the previous branch, in the main branch, I'm throwing validation directly by creating the error detail using the error code and error messages and directly throwing the validation. But here what I'm doing is I'm just adding the error to the list. I'm adding this over here. So there is a, in the controller layer, this is the same. In the conditional check we will check this validations. Now in the validations we will check if the validation is captured, then we will call this method as add error to list. In the add error to list, we will check if there is any existing error or not. If there is no existing error, we will create a list of errors here, add the thrown error into the list, and that error we will store into the HTTP Servlet request attribute with the key as errors and value key value pair. So key is errors and the errors which we have created, we will store in the value. If there is existing any validation, like if any validation is already, we will try to fetch that same error values from HTTP Servlet request. If there is any error already stored into it, we will go to the else part and try to append the currently thrown error. So for example, in this postman, this invalid railway ticket number, this first error has already been stored into that HTTP Servlet request attribute. Then we will store the another one. Similarly, we'll keep appending the errors in the whole project wherever it will be thrown using this method as add error to list. So this is the only difference which we did from in the main branch to master branch, in order to add multiple errors to it. And after that, once all the errors had been like all the program has been walked through, that before returning to the controller, we will have this small method as validate error. We will check if there is any error stored into the HTTP Servlet request attribute. If here we will try to fetch the data. If it is non-null, means any error has been captured, then we will throw that error using our customized created validation exception. We will throw that error with this structure. Yeah, so this is the only difference, adding the code that will help you to throw multiple errors in the project. So this time also it is reading from message source property itself. If you go here, it is reading from message source property. This is the missing railway ticket, like whatever the for particular codes, whatever the error message you want to throw. And similarly here it is for bus ticket. Okay, thank you.